The crystalline halls of the Galactic Council echoed with Jasmine's laughter. Her azure scales shimmered under the bioluminescent ceiling as she addressed the assembly of ambassadors from across the known universe. "Humans," she hissed, her serpentine tongue flickering with amusement. "You expect me to believe that these fragile primates are warrior material?" Her 4 eyes rolled in synchronized mockery. "They have no natural armor, no venom, no enhanced strength. Their homeworld is a death trap of contradictions, yet somehow they thrive there by sheer stubbornness." The other delegates shifted uncomfortably. Ambassador Thren, a towering Krillian with chitinous plates, clicked his mandibles nervously. "Commander Jasmine, perhaps you should review the combat records." "Combat records can be fabricated," Jasmine interrupted, her tail sweeping dismissively. "I've studied their physiology. They're persistence hunters, nothing more. Endurance does not equal warrior prowess. Any species with proper weaponry could neutralize them within moments." What Jasmine didn't know was that a human delegation had just arrived at the station, and among them was Kevin Morrison, a seemingly unremarkable cargo specialist with a quiet demeanor and gentle brown eyes. 3 cycles later, everything changed. The Zarath pirates hit the station without warning. These weren't common raiders, they were apex predators from the void reaches, standing 9 feet tall with razor-sharp claws and regenerative capabilities that made them nearly impossible to kill. They'd chosen this diplomatic station specifically because it was lightly defended, full of soft targets, and rich with ransom opportunities. Jasmine found herself trapped in Sector 7 with a dozen other delegates when the hull breach alarms screamed to life. Through the transparent aluminum viewports she watched in horror as Zarath warriors tore through security forces like they were paper. 3 Krillian guards each, capable of lifting half a ton, fell within seconds, their armor shredded like foil. "We're dead," whispered Ambassador Thren, his earlier bravado evaporated. "They'll find us in minutes." The group huddled behind overturned furniture and decorative sculptures, pathetically inadequate shields against what was coming. Jasmine's tactical mind raced through scenarios, but each one ended the same way: slaughter. Then she heard footsteps, human footsteps she'd learned to recognize their bipedal gait. Kevin Morrison emerged from a side corridor, still wearing his cargo handler's jumpsuit. Dirt smudged across his face. He wasn't running away from the chaos. He was moving toward it. "Mr. Morrison," Jasmine hissed, "what are you doing? Get to the escape pods." Kevin's expression was unnervingly calm. "Can't do that, ma'am. There are civilians between here and the pods. Someone needs to buy them time." "You can't be serious. There are at least 6 Zarath warriors between here," and her words died as she truly looked at him for the first time. Something had changed in Kevin's demeanor. The gentle cargo handler was gone. What remained was something else entirely. Kevin picked up a fallen security baton, a laughably inadequate weapon, and rolled his shoulders. "Stay quiet. Stay down. Don't make noise, no matter what you see." His voice had dropped an octave, carrying an edge that made Jasmine's scales prickle with instinctive recognition. She was looking at a predator. The first Zarath came around the corner expecting easy prey. What it got was Kevin Morrison moving with impossible speed, sliding under its initial slash and driving the baton into its knee joint with surgical precision. The crack echoed like a gunshot. As the creature stumbled, Kevin was already moving, using its own momentum to slam it face first into a support beam, but Zarath regenerated. The creature was already rising when Kevin did something Jasmine would never forget. He didn't run. He didn't retreat. Instead, he grabbed a jagged piece of broken hull plating and, with methodical brutality, began systematically destroying the creature's regenerative nodes, specific points, along its spine that no one should have known about without extensive xenobiology training. 2 more Zarath arrived. Kevin didn't hesitate. He fought like nothing Jasmine had ever witnessed, not with the overwhelming strength of a Krillian or the speed of a Zenth, but with something far more terrifying: absolute, unwavering determination fused with tactical brilliance. He used the environment as a weapon, luring one Zarath into an exposed power conduit that electrocuted it. He exploited their aggression, making them strike each other in their frenzy to reach him. He absorbed damage that should have killed him: a slash across his ribs, a claw through his shoulder, and kept fighting. "Impossible," Jasmine whispered. "He should be dead." Ambassador Thren's voice was hollow with shock. "You haven't read the human files, have you? Their bodies flood with combat stimulants when threatened. They can function with catastrophic injuries. They feel pain but can choose to ignore it. They're pursued predators who evolved to literally chase prey until it died of exhaustion." Kevin was breathing hard now, bleeding from multiple wounds, but he wasn't slowing down. A 4th Zarath charged, and Kevin met it head-on, trading blow for blow in a violent exchange that defied survival instincts. He took a claw strike to his leg that should have crippled him. Instead, he used the moment of the Zarath's overextension to drive his improvised blade into its primary lung. "They don't give up," Thren continued, his voice filled with something like religious awe. "It's not in their psychology. Humans are the only species that evolved to throw objects accurately at range, to run marathons in conditions that would kill most species, to sweat instead of pant so they can cool while maintaining pursuit. They're not the strongest or fastest, Commander. There's something worse. What? Jasmine breathed. They're relentless. Station security finally arrived, but the corridor was already quiet. 6. Zareth lay motionless, their regenerative systems overwhelmed by the systematic destruction Kevin had inflicted. He stood among them, swaying slightly, blood dripping from a dozen wounds, the improvised blade still clutched in his hand. When he looked at Jasmine, she finally understood. Those gentle brown eyes held an ancient fire, the same fire that had driven humanity's ancestors across hostile continents, through ice ages and natural disasters, surviving everything their death world could throw at them through sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit. Kevin nodded once, then collapsed. Medical teams rushed in. Jasmine watched them work, her earlier mockery ashes in her mouth. The humans hadn't needed genetic modification or technological enhancement. They'd been forged in the crucible of the most hostile paradise in the galaxy, a world that tried to kill them in 1,000 ways, and in response, they'd evolved to simply refuse to die. Later, as Kevin recovered in medical bay, his wounds already healing with remarkable speed, Jasmine visited him. "I owe you an apology," she said quietly. Kevin smiled weakly. "No apology needed, Commander. You couldn't have known." "But I should have," Jasmine replied, her voice heavy with newfound respect. "I should have understood that the greatest warriors aren't born from strength or speed. They're born from worlds that teach them that surrender isn't an option." Kevin's smile widened slightly. "We've got a saying back on Earth, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Our planet took that philosophy very seriously. Jasmine left the medical bay with a new understanding. The legends of human warriors weren't if anything, they were understatements. Humanity hadn't conquered the stars through superior technology or natural advantages. They'd done it the same way they did everything else, by refusing to accept that something was impossible, and then doing it anyway. She would never ridicule the legends again. The end.